Hello guys, welcome to Golf Club Wasteland. This game has just come out on the first week of September 2021 and is currently under £10 or under $10 or under €10 depending on where you guys are based. But at the moment it's an absolute bargain and a steal for a fantastic, almost AAA indie game. This game really is beautiful. And if you are watching this video, then I gather that you probably are thinking about getting this game. So what I've done for you today, guys, I've played the first 20 minutes of the game from the beginning, the main story mode, which I believe is about a quarter of the story. And then if you do want to make that purchase of the game, you can see what you're sinking your teeth into to make sure you've made the right decision, yet I haven't played too much to ruin any of the story for you. So as you can see and hear there's a hell of a lot of story, a hell of a lot of mystery, a lot to be uncovered with this game, and it's all shown through dialogue through the radio. The story gets revealed in dripples and drabs as you play through this golfing puzzle game. So after playing a couple of minutes of this game, what do we know about the character? What do we know about the game? Well, what we can see is we've got fantastic visuals, first of all. It's absolutely beautiful what they've managed to do with this indie game on the Nintendo Switch and across other platforms. But I mean, on this is even played now. This is handheld mode, guys. This isn't docked. Now you can really see how just traverse these landscapes are. They are really, really thick and dense, and it just works perfectly. We know little about our character so far. It's clear that we're on Mars, we seem very lonely, we're a bit stranded. We don't know yet if it's to our will, against our will, what's happened, has there been an apocalypse. All these things will get fed to you as the game goes on, and more of the story gets revealed. It's very strange, a little bit dark, very funny, very surreal, a little bit nice and warm in a way. It has you sort of reminiscing, and the game will talk about things which you will find mundane and you'll hate with a daily grind and modern society on Earth, but they'll talk about it as if it's been taken away now. And those things which we normally find complaining, that 9 to 5 or those chores or the things that we hate, the traffic, that really when all that's taken away and you're alienated on a strange planet with nothing but your existence and survival, everything changes. Your diet changes, what you do changes, the way you interact. The medicine's available, and you start to think, do you know what, actually, what we had down on Earth, maybe it weren't really that too bad. Let's talk sound effects. The sound in general, the radio, the music in this game is absolutely phenomenal. It's really relaxing playing it. It starts off very easy, of course, I say this in all the videos, and of course it does, that's what happens in all games. But as it gets further on, even when it gets frustrating, it turns into more of a platformy puzzler where you're really struggling to make those shots. You don't want to mess it up, knock it down into a water, or start again, or have a harder shot, and you'll spend forever trying to get it up to the hole. So you'll be a little bit precise. It doesn't seem to check how many shots you've had to progress to the next level. You can do it as many shots as you want. In fact, after you've taken too many shots, it'll give you the option of skipping the level. So it really does want you to explore the story. Doesn't want you to be too frustrated. And if you do like a challenge, there is a challenge mode where you've got to do it in so much par. When you hit the plus button here on this game on the switch pad, you can see the menu. It will show you the current score. It will show you a bit of a dialogue of what the level's about, which leaps from the story. You can go back, visit the other dialogue. If you don't actually hit it in a certain amount of shots, then it won't show you all the information. Some of that will be left out, which I find pretty cool. Here you can see the actual record of the game. And you can go back and replay other levels as well. But yeah, if you do get stuck, it does give you the option of skipping. But why would you want to do that? Just enjoy it. It's a relaxing experience. You'll find it really fun, no matter how hard the route is. High ground, low ground, over watercourses, through sand. I mean, look how ridiculous this is. There is a tower crane here, and it looks like the hole and the flag is on some random hand. If we mess this up, we've got to start again, but you just enjoy it. Our character really is charming. You can't see much of him, you can't hear much of him. He's a bit of a silent salt, but he keeps himself to himself, and he's just out there playing golf. So remember, this is a golf game. The mechanics are quite simple. You move the cursor, you choose your angle. Sometimes you feel like you need to get your protractor out because you're trying to really work and calculate those angles. Me, I'm not too good at maths, so I just sort of hit it and see what happens. It's all trial and error. You control the power depending on how you want to hit the shot. When you're in sand, it takes a little bit longer. You have to be really careful with your angles. You don't want to hit it too far that it bounces back off something or ricochets in somewhere else. The sound of it ricocheting though, especially on this level, off of the steel containers. The sound, just listen to this, guys. It's beautiful. The sound effects, not just the radio and the actual sound of the game, but the sound effects on this level, when you hit the water, when you put it in the actual hole, when you break any glass, go through your pallets, even though we've not seen that yet, giving a little bit of a spoiler. Even when you hit an obvious shot, which should go in, an absolute sink, you know, a stinking shot, an absolute sinker it should go in, from just, you know, 0.01 metres away, and you miss it, like now. He just gets really fed up. His head goes down. He makes a little grunt. Absolutely charming little fella. Now, we can't just skip over and not comment on the elephant in the room, which was... What was that guy saying? What was he singing? What was that all about? But yeah, this radio is very odd. There's lots of broadcasting that happens. It's really good and interesting. You find out about the story as it goes on, guys. You'll have people ringing up, telling stories about when they was on Earth, stories about their working as a coffee server, doing this, doing that, playing recreational sports, talking about how alone they are now, talking about ex-partners, how things are maybe good now, they weren't, or vice versa, way things are bad now, and they're not free, and they were free back then. And then you just have, one minute you've got an interesting story, next minute you've got someone saying something really inappropriate, very weird and slightly wrong, and then you've got someone singing down there. It's absolutely bonkers. But some of the tunes you're going to hear, even in this first little 15-20 minute snippet, the sound that comes down, there's so many different songs that are played through that radio, and honestly, the music is fantastic. It's up there with some of the GTA stations. It's so absolutely wacky and wonderful, and it really is some top level original music they've put in this game. There's some actual original soundtracks they have made, and songs about Earth which are really funny, really interesting, actually some of them quite good. There's some upbeat techno songs. It is a really good game. This game is just really fun, relaxing to play, listening to the music, listening to the weird dialogue, like, hold on a minute, did he just say that? What's that about? But taking that all aside, the story, working out what's going on, why you are here, what's happened, you know, what is the concept of this game, take all that away and it's still a fantastic golf game with great graphics. You know, there's lots of little cheap golf games you can pick up for a couple of quid on the eShop, and I've done them before. I've brought them there on sale, 80p, was £2. I thought, oh, what's 80p? You buy them, and then you play it for 5 minutes. You're like, not even 5 minutes, you're like, this is rubbish. Guys, you can take the story away from this. The graphics, the controls, the interesting sound effects, the radio, you know, that charming little guy who keeps you company with those broadcasts and finding out what is happening. Take all that away, the great story element, and you've still got a fantastic golf game. Probably one of the best indie golf games that we've played and we've had here on the Nintendo Switch. Here you've just got that tranquil sound waves coming out through that radio, nice and relaxing. That's what I mean with this game. It offers variety and abundance. You'll be playing it, 1 minute it's all really chilled and relaxed, nice vibes, you like this. Next thing you know, it's all intense, upbeat, and there'd be like one of the songs that goes repetition, repetition, repetition. It literally says the word repetition. It's really funny and just so enjoyable. Really do like the songs in this game and the music and find it so charming. You've got jazz, you've got techno, you've got house, you've got opera, you name it, they've got it on that radio. You've got weird stories, people ringing up and telling you. You've got some weird subliminal messages. You have broadcasts from the government. There's a lot of references about taking your medicine and things changing, like to do with Mars, like, oh, we've realised you need to up this certain pill because of the bone density factor up here, and make sure you take this. And they keep talking about relaxing with a particular drink which they keep referring to, and you're sort of wondering, is that something where they're sort of keeping us on lock, sort of drugging us a little bit? There's a lot of jokes and references, not jokes, but mentions of recreational drugs, and they say they're still illegal on Mars. Don't do this, don't do that, but make sure you take this, relax with a nice cup of, and it keeps referring to a drink. It slipped my mind. I hope it comes up on this so you guys can see it. So there are parts in this story where it starts to make you think, what's really going on? It is very interesting. It reminds me a little bit of that Mosaic game. I don't know if you guys have played that indie game, but that is fantastic. So on each level you are reminded that this is a wasteland. That's why the clue is in the title. Is it really a wasteland? No, there's plenty of people about. Are you allowed to socialise? You'll find out that from the radio. We still don't know really what's quite going on. But yeah, on each level you'll get more and more scenery popping up, and this one is great. There's a lot of water courses and you have to be really patient on how you actually approach and get to the hull, and eventually you make it to a lifeboat. Another fantastic level. There are flags put in the most random of places. Each level that you go, the flag is in such a silly and weird place, and that's when it really does turn into a platform puzzler. Second, into the fact that it's a golf game. Other than the mechanics of controlling the actual shot, the power, and the actual height or loft of the shot, that is all it is, guys. You control the power, you control the swing, you control the aim. You don't, unfortunately, control the moving of the character between the shots. You can control the zoom in of the camera. You can pan it in and out. You can look left to right to look at the level. You can go not really that far in, but you can go pretty far back to take in all of the scenery that is there throughout the level. But once that shot is made, it is an automated service. You don't control the mechanic of the actual jetpack motion. I do feel like they've missed a trick there. It would have been fantastic if you could use that. That would just be so nice. You could make the shot, it would land, you'd see where it goes, and then you could make your little jetpack journey, you know, over to where the ball is. Perhaps you've got a certain amount of fuel, which might come into a factor of using how many shots it takes to get to the hole. I do feel like they could have used something like that, or even just controlling the jetpack would have been such a lovely little addition. But no, that happens automatically. You make the shot, he goes to where it is and lands. All you've got to do is aim and take your power, and then you can zoom in and out with the toggles of the camera with the shoulder buttons.
The deepest tunes, the warmest memories, radio nostalgia from Mars. Well, that brings us to the end of the show. It's been a real journey. Music, stories, and memories. Radio Nostalgia from Mars has it all. If you want to be involved with RNFM, have a story to tell, a memory to share, contact us via the usual internet channels and leave a short message outlining your contribution. Once your story idea is vetted and greenlit by corporate, we'll track you down to organize a time to record you. Please note that not all stories are accepted, and we are not permitted to give out criteria, so stories and ideas are submitted at your own risk. A big thank you to our show sponsor, OMAS, the no stress, no fuss drink for the ultra elite. And a big thank you to corporate for allocating us this precious time and their resources on this tight beam to you. I hope you've enjoyed the show. It's been a pleasure to take your hand.
See there, guys, I just wanted to give you that little bit of silence from my annoying voice talking over the top of it to let you listen to the actual sound of the broadcaster, what he was saying, and that dialogue that was there, because I wanted you to hear that. So it is the mystery in it. You hear him talking about corporate a lot. He says he wants you to send in some stories, however they're sent at your own risk. We can't tell you the criteria, but once you send in a video, if you're selected, then the government will track you down and they can find you to arrange an interview. It's almost like they're trying to catch you out. They want you to say things that you shouldn't be saying so they can... I don't know what they're up to, and that's what's so goddamn interesting with this game. You hear him talking about that OMAS drink. He's saying, please drink it. This has come from corporate. This will help you relax. They bring that up a lot, and there's lots of references. They want to get people on the radio, and you hear people telling these different stories. You hear them talking about corporate, thanking corporate, and they keep on just referring to corporate. He's like the guy is really sucking up to them. There's something going on, and you can tell he's trying to catch out the public. There's something really dark and twisted in this story that's going on. It just leaves you wanting to know more and more what is going on in this game. And we've got some more animals that have appeared. Of course, none of my indie review videos would ever quite be complete without an animal thrown into the equation. We've got a cow in this one. When you hit the ball into the cow's path, he does gobble it up. He's a bit of a hungry cow, and then you have to take the shot again. When you hit your shot into any of the hazards, whether it's an animal, at one point in the level it's a naughty squirrel, and when you hit it in his area, he runs out of his tree, he grabs the ball, takes it back to his tree, and you start that shot again. So you just replay it from where you last took the shot. So, for instance, when that cow ate the ball, I took it from the last shot previous, if you hit it in the water, and so on. Again, you can see here, we've got a big ass giraffe right in our way, so we probably need to avoid him. As you can see there, I thought I could hit it through those timber slates, but I couldn't do that. There are parts of the level where you can go through and smash through glass, and there are other things which you're just fine through trial and error which you can't hit. Sometimes when you can't break through these things, you'll find yourself, if you can't quite hit it, like that shot there, I'm stuck against a pallet, I have to take a bit of a wasted shot. But again, it's not counting how many shots you have, guys, so it doesn't matter. But you have to do a nice little acute angle and just get over it, then take another shot. So you sort of find your position on the fairway, if you like. If we can call this Wasteland on Mars a fairway. The levels, of course, like this one, the previous, do start to get really interesting as the game ramps on. They do get really, really difficult though, guys. There is a lot of challenge here. Don't let this put you off if you're looking for a big challenging golf game, a proper platformer. This has got it in abundance. There will be ledges you've got to land on perfect timing. There's one level which I don't want to show you because it's too later in the game. I have played this a lot longer than this video, but where you're going through different balconies, going up ledges, you've got to almost look and scroll past to the hole and look at the best route to the hole, because you might go one way. It's like a maze. You go down one route, you think this is the most direct route, and you find out it takes you longer. At a dead end, you go back. So you'll got to be quite calculated with your shots and precise. Have a look at what path you're going to go to, find the easiest route, and if you make a mistake or the judgment goes wrong and you mess up the shot, you might find yourself going a completely different route. You guys are probably thinking, Scott, what are you going on about? This is a golf game, not a puzzling game, let alone a platform game. How can you be calling this a platform game? Well, it is a platform game, guys, because in a platform game, you control the character, you traverse the levels from one screen to another to get to an end goal, to get to the end of the level. No matter what is thrown at you, whether that's enemies, different platforms and things you've got to go up on and ledges, you just got to get from one point to another. There's no difference to this except your character is effectively the ball. Even though you're controlling this character, it's the ball. You need to get the ball from A to B into that hole at the end of the level. That's how you progress. And there are many different platforms in this game which you've got to get that ball over. So therefore, it is a platform game, guys, as well as a golf game. Great, right? And now you're starting to hear that upbeat sound, that upbeat soundtrack. As you get into the game, you'll hear different types of music, as I said earlier, and just listen to enjoy this. Just turn your speakers up and enjoy those tunes. Or perhaps it's not your thing, you want to turn it down and hear more of that jazz or a bit of that Mozart. Guys, whatever you're into, it's all fine. If you're still on the fence and not sure about this game, guys, I am really giving this a positive review. For me, for a game that's under £10 that's just come out, I think this is fantastic. Is it a good game? Yes, it is. Let's go over why it's a good game. You've got fantastic sound, fantastic audio. It's original. It's a golf game. It's very unique. You've got this nice story where you're finding out things from your radio broadcaster. We don't know why we're on Mars, but we're on Mars. And we're hearing from different characters, different sides of the stories. Great sound effects, great visual, great gameplay. Yeah, there's length in this game. It looks like there's replayability. You've got challenge mode, you've got story mode. There's even an iron mode of some sort, I believe, that came up on the title screen earlier. So it's not exactly a quick game which you can just breeze through in an hour. There's definitely value for money here, guys. There's definitely content. I think this really is, I said it earlier, this, guys, I'm saying it, this is a AAA indie game. It is getting my confused indie gamer seal of approval. I think this is a must-have game that you should be buying in 2021. The fact that's came out at launch at under £10, under €10, under $10, you've got to pick this up. This game's really relaxing, it's really interesting. Again, it's coming up now. Please stand by for the next broadcast in 30 seconds. That will keep going down. Then it will tell you some more interesting parts of the story that gets revealed. It leaves you wanting more. This game is really interesting, really intriguing, and yet so relaxing. I enjoy the music. I mean, I'm struggling to find something to flaw about it. I mean, I know I moaned about I would like to have controlled the character, but that's just me picking holes from the other side, you know. It's so easy in hindsight when you're playing a game to say, oh, that's what's wrong with it. But look at everything it's done right. I mean, who could have thought up with this? It's absolutely fantastic. It plays really well. It really is a gem.
Radio nostalgia from Mars.
If I could tune in to Radio Nostalgia live from Mars on Earth, guys, I really would. Honestly, this is fantastic.
And user views from around our base.
There is a lot more of this game I really want to show you. It does get really tricky later on. You know, I've only played an hour or so into the game. I did want to show you some of the further levels in, but I don't want to ruin it because I don't know how long this game is. So I didn't really want to give you too much and put you off. I want you to discover it and enjoy it for yourself and experience it for the first time. No one likes watching those movie trailers where all the best bits are in, so you've got to leave a lot of stuff out. And at the end of the day, guys, what more can I say? If you want to know what happens, go and get the game. Just go and get it. Buy it. Don't let my appalling golf skills put you off of this game. It's all about precision. Like I said, you've got to be really acute with your maths. Work out, acute, obtuse, whatever angle you want to throw out. Get your protractor out. You've got to make sure those shots are really precise. And make sure you've got those angles down to a T. No pun intended, but I doubt they use T's on a Wasteland in Mars. Who knows? But guys, just to summarise, you've got to go buy this game. It's excellent. Top game, under £10. There's nothing stopping you. What is the reason why you wouldn't get this game? If there's any other games you would like for me to review, then please let me know. Drop it a like, put it in the comments box. I'll be putting videos up weekly of any new indie releases on a Nintendo Switch, so you guys know which games to buy and which ones not to waste your money on. Hope you've enjoyed this, guys, and for more indie content, check my channel. Cheers, guys.